This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone, my name is Kundan Saraf. Today we are going to observe the Splunk Development and Administration Training demonstration. This is about me. I have total 9 years of experience. Right now I am working as a freelance cybersecurity and Splunk trainer. I am already working as a freelance cybersecurity and Splunk trainer in a various companies. You can observe the name of the companies, which are many of the companies are from India and some of the companies are out of the India, like Nobel Prog London, Basin Technology Chennai, Regenesis Institute of Management Mumbai, etc. etc. These are my achievements. Right now, I'm doing PhD in cybersecurity from Pune University. My 3 Indian patents are published as an inventor. My one book chapter is published in IGI Global Publication of United States of America. Since 2015, I have passed in most than I have conducted more than 30 hands-on workshops on Splunk administration and development. In 2017, I have qualified in PhD entrance test of Pune University, Mumbai University, VIT Vellore, and NMU University. My GATE percentile is 90.63 in 2011. I was the second topper in my university in 2010. I have registered a Indian copyright for my PhD synopsis. My 9 papers are published in various international journals. Now we will see what is this Splunk. Actually, this Splunk is a software by which we can analyze, search, and visualize the machine-generated data. This data is generated from various websites, computers, applications, sensors, devices, etc. Very big advantage of a Splunk is it has a real-time processing feature. Splunk can be work as a Google for a machine data. It means that we can capture, index, and correlate the machine generated data in a real-time manner with the help of a Splunk searchable repository. We can also generate graphs, reports, alerts, dashboards, and various other visualizations with the help of a Splunk for a machine data. Now, why all this visualization is required? So reason behind this is like this. Machine data, you can observe in a very complicated form. You can observe in this image, this is the machine data generated by different sensors, network devices, cloud service, IoT, and mobile service. This data contains customer ID, order ID, product ID, and some of the other things. Now, if you want to capture customer ID, order ID, then it is very difficult to capture from this because data is very huge, very complicated, and not in a systematic manner. So Splunk help us to generate the machine generated data in a systematic manner. Now, what is the importance of this machine data? Machine data analysis is important because the solution to the different problem is hidden in a machine generated data. Analyzing this machine data will help us to understand the customer behavior and also other requirements of a customer. Because of this machine data, we can analyze the customer behavior and provide the better service to them. This machine data will also help us to alert the system admins about any kind of security issues or system failures. Analyzing machine data also helps us to improve the machine functionality. There are many conclusions from a machine data. Like initially the machine data is in unstructured format. It is very complicated to understand. Also, it is not suitable for making analysis and visualization. Hence, we need a tool which can understand the machine data and indicates where exactly a hardware or software has failed. Mainly, this problem is resolved by using Splunk. How Splunk helps to analyze the machine data? Splunk is a tool in which the machine generated data is processed to extract the human readable form of data. Splunk helps us to analyze the various problems. Whenever we are looking for a state of any software or hardware, you will search for log file, and this log file will help us to understand the state of the software. So in that case, Splunk acts as a Google for these log files. That is, Splunk makes machine data available to IT infrastructure. You can observe this is the visualization provided by Splunk. This is called as a dashboard, and various panels are there. In this dashboard, you can observe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 panels are there. First panel shows the RT transaction volume. Second transaction shows the RT shopping cart value. Third panel shows the RT visitor count. Fourth panel is a visitor location, and so that. So with the help of a Splunk, we can generate the various different kinds of a graph like this. We can generate bar graph, horizontal bar graph, column chart, pie chart, statistical table. So Splunk is very much helpful for a visualization of a machine data in an easy way. So even the non-technical person can understand what is the message given by the machine data. I will cover these concepts in this course. Very first, I will cover what is Splunk, how to use Splunk, which are the different features of a Splunk. Then I will cover method to configure Splunk on a single PC, by which searching, indexing, and license violation monitoring performed by single PC only. Then I will cover distributed configuration of a Splunk. This configuration will handle different parts by different machine. It means that licensing is performed by another PC, search head will be performed by another PC, indexer task will be performed by another PC. Normally, this distributed kind of infrastructure is there in an industry. Then, to communicate with a Splunk on a different PC, we need to install a universal forwarder. So I will teach you how to install and how to configure the universal forwarder on a different PC, and how to configure this machine with a main system, which is called as a Splunk master. Then normally we are using IoT devices, and IoT devices has a very less memory. That's why it is not possible for us to download and install the universal forwarder, which is about the 70 MB memory. So in that case, we write only 2-line code and connect this device with Splunk. And it is possible only because of HTTP event collector. So I will teach you how to configure the HTTP event collector in a Splunk, and how to connect it with the IoT devices. I will also teach you the Splunk dashboard creation with the multiple panels. Also, this course covers Splunk alert creation. I will cover both real-time as well as schedule alert. Use and demonstration of a multiple commands of a search processing language are covered by this course. We will create different kinds of users in a Splunk, like an admin user, power user, can delete user, etc. Also, we will create the combination of all these users, which is called as a custom user. I will explain function of each user and benefit and disadvantage of each and every user in detail. I will also cover licensing in a Splunk, and also the license violation concept of a Splunk. Architecture of a Splunk, data ingestion methods to this Splunk, and use of selected and interesting fields in a searching. There are total 8 types of a search commands. I will cover all these 8 types. Bucket architecture in a Splunk will be covered by this course. We will also create a Splunk lookups, and I will explain what is the use and function of a lookups. I will also cover Splunk macros, their use and methods of its creation. What is the use of data model in Splunk? I will teach it to you. Need, way, and working of a Splunk clustering, search head clustering, indexer clustering. I will cover all these concepts in this course. Introduction to the knowledge objects, creating and managing fields, creating field aliases and calculated fields, creating tags and event types, common information model in Splunk, and Splunk app for infrastructure. So here I have given 25 concepts. I will definitely cover more than these concepts. This course will require from 25 hours to 40 hours duration. So I hope you like the architecture of my course and you are ready to join my course. So see you. Bye bye. Have a good day.